Sit down, buckle up, guys. What I'm about to share with you today could radically alter your paradigm. It is everything that you need to know, that you need to overcome and eradicate from your system to truly rise into the leader that you're here to be and to express your most authentic soul mission. So I have a list of 8 of the core distortions and core wounds that you have to overcome when you choose to truly embody your calling and the version of yourself that is true to your soul and that isn't a product of your conditioning. Now, these frequencies are something that I've worked on within myself, within my one-to-one containers, and they are things that I have collected over years of experience and years of work, and I'm going to give them all to you guys now. And yeah, if you can really take these in and take note of them and see which ones ping for you, you'll actually be able to recognize where you are resonating these frequencies. All of these frequencies are fundamentally a contradiction to the version of yourself that is in that next level identity with your mission, in that leadership, in that complete empowerment, and really holding the majesty that is your truest soul and the embodiment that you're here for. So let's get started. So, number one is the distortion around safety. Okay, so every time you access a new amount of your power, a new amount of your consciousness, a new amount of your soul vibration, this energetic it interfaces with the physical human vessel. And the human nervous system actually doesn't know how to distinguish between power that's received from your raw consciousness and the type of adrenaline that comes up when you're afraid that there's a bear over there in the bush and it's about to attack you. So your nervous system can sometimes perceive high energy, high state, expansion into power as a threat. And it can start to put you into a bit of a trauma response, put you into fight or flight, move you away from being able to directly embrace that frequency. It can basically start to feel unsafe. So, being in fight or flight is a response to feeling unsafe. Moving out of presence with your energy and what you really are now in this moment happens as a result of not feeling safe. And there are so many strategies that we have to compensate for the feeling of not being safe. So, in order to really anchor in this higher level of your soul mission, there is a sense of safety that you need to anchor within yourself. And that sense of safety can be established in so many ways. It can be established in recognizing that the idea that you need to be safe is an illusion. But it can also just be foundationally created with whatever practice that you have. And this is something that you will probably have playing out on some level or another, but it's a really, really hard one to recognize. And a lot of people feel that this one is very basic. And I also have felt that this one is very, very basic. But what I see is that every time there's a new amount of power, that there's a higher frequency, a higher voltage to own, there is just a fundamental need to bring your system into that point of stability where it feels safe, where it's not perceiving it as a threat. And it's just something to acknowledge. Sometimes there will be some deeper distortions that are connected towards the safety aspect, and I'll go into them in a minute. Okay, number 2 is scarcity. Scarcity, the idea that you don't have enough money or enough time, or that you're not good enough. Like, there's not enough of something that I need. That is scarcity. The vibration of scarcity is not compatible with the vibration of expansive potential. You get that, right? Potential, power, the energy that fuels and emanates your soul mission is an energy. It's just an energy. Scarcity is the contraction of energy due to your belief, due to your position, due to your perception. Scarcity is a lens that you choose to bring about a contraction of energy. And in order to expand with your mission, with your leadership, with how you express, there needs to be an allowance of this of this energy to fully expand. So the lens of scarcity needs to be let go of. Why do we adopt the lens of scarcity? Well, because we make our circumstances mean things, we react to the fears that we have inside of ourselves, and we create scarcity as a way of coping with these things. Guys, scarcity is a frequency. It's a frequency to work with. It's not something that you need to grasp or control on in your circumstances. It is one of the most profound things that you can start to decondition inside of yourself. And if you ever have been triggered around money, around time, around feeling not good enough, this is the disruption of your scarcity programming, and you better lean into that trigger. You better let it be explosive, because the scarcity conditioning is some of the deepest conditioning that we hold, and it's directly related to how much of our energy that we can flow through us, and you absolutely need to let go of this. Another way that this can manifest is that if you are wanting to offer a more expansive way of working, perhaps you've offered your work in a certain way, or you've expressed your soul mission already at a level, but you can feel a new momentum, a new power, a new joy for something else, but there's a higher frequency in it. You will absolutely need to overcome where you are subscribed and vibrating the frequency of scarcity in order to even be able to access that full potential, that full vision. So if you really feel like you don't feel a connection enough to the expansive frequency of your vision, it's because somewhere in you are holding that lens of scarcity, and it needs to be released. And at that moment where you are choosing to bring through something more expansive, the expansiveness cannot be held alongside the frequency of scarcity. So scarcity, the frequency of scarcity also always tries to compensate for itself by trying to get what is just enough. So as well as believing that there isn't enough, scarcity likes to go for the minimal amount, the just enoughness. It's like trying to compensate and trying to survive and trying to stay in its own paradigm. And when you are here to offer something that is completely here to change the trajectory of the collective, that is here to have so much impact, you cannot be playing on the plane of just enough. No, you are here to play on the most expansive level. So you will have to let go of that vibration of scarcity, expansive potential, and high vision, and really being attuned to the highest win-win on all levels, the highest potential, the highest possibility. There needs to be an unlocking and a freeing of that scarcity. Thank me later. This could shave years off your life. If you really deeply go into this and uproot this, please write to me later and let me know how this has changed your life, because I absolutely know that it will. So the next one is the fear of being persecuted, the fear of being seen, the fear of being attacked, aka you could call this the witch wound. It does stem from past life persecution. Well, I don't know if it doesn't always have to. We like to make it mean that. What I believe that it stems from is something actually more instinctual, which is the fear of the herd turning against us, the fear of the masses, turning against us and being outnumbered. It's like something to do with the instability that we feel when we are isolated and alone by ourselves. So this fear of persecution, when you are offering something that is a bit disruptive to the conditioning of the collective, which it will probably be on some level, there will be a part of you that if you hold this fear of persecution, of being attacked, of being seen, there's a part of you that's going to try to dull it down, water it down, tiptoe around the edges, and make sure you don't send out any ripples in order to protect yourself. Well, the only thing that you're protecting is the paradigm that you don't truly want to be in. Now, you may have to experience the consequence of a ripple at a certain point. Perhaps you experience something that feels like an attack, whether it's negative comments or a loved one projecting their stuff onto you, whatever it is, you're going to need to resolve this energetic inside of yourself. So please don't be afraid of attracting that opportunity in your circumstances. This fear of persecution is really deep, the way it comes up, and it can feel so visceral. But I absolutely encourage you all to dissect it, to sit with it, to feel through it, to breathe through it, to let go of it, to feel what the alternative to that is, which is being completely okay with being the deviant, with being the one who diverges completely from the norm, being that black sheep. Feel the power of that, feel the vibration of it, and see what else comes up around it. Are you afraid you'll always be alone? Okay, how can you counter that with the trust that if I fully align with my soul, my tribe will reveal themselves to me? There are people who are my soulmates, who are truly my soul family, that are just waiting for me to activate this vibration. How can you counter all those fears? Fear you won't be loved. Okay, feel that, the most expansive love that you can inside of yourself in that moment, and acknowledge and recognize, if I just allow myself to truly be what I'm meant to be, then I know there's going to be so much love available to me. You're going to have to work with this one. This one is absolutely huge. And it is a big thing to own the fact that you are here to be divergent from the norm. And the next layer to this is that likely you are here to be divergent to the typical spiritual mainstream, because the spiritual community has become its own matrix, and there is a lot of distortion, a lot of density in it. And those who are truly here to create ripples and create transformation and create change are here to deviate from the typical norm of the spiritual community and the spiritual path. And I've actually, in my own process of relaunching my high-level one-to-one mentorship, I have encountered all of these wounds in different ways. And this one in particular was one of the deepest for me, that fear of the persecution when you truly become the divergent. Because there's an aspect of me, as I am owning this most true and expansive and unique expression of who I am as an individuated soul, when I'm really owning that, there is a way that I ripple the spiritual community. There is a way that I diverge. There is an aspect of me that is highly, highly divergent. And I had to step into owning that, and I had to feel that, and I had to really work through those things that you can feel around that. So this is an absolutely huge one. Guys, there are so many things in this video. I hope you're taking notes. Please tell me in the comments how this is landing. Please apply this stuff. This could be it's a whole program by itself. I might even make it into a whole program, because I could really take you through all the layers of how this would dissect. But I want to actually just give it to you all in a video now, for you to know and to apply these lenses and to see how you can free yourself, so we can all just rise and you can be in your soul mission. I'll help you with that later. Okay, the next one, number 4, is being the high achiever or the people pleaser in order to gain love and attention from your mom or your dad, or from the people who love you. Okay, the frequency of the high achiever is something that and the people pleaser, they're both complete energy leaks. They're both complete power leaks. They're disempowering you from your truest frequency. And in order to really step into your soul mission on a higher level, to go to this next level of leadership, the next level of what you are offering, what you are expressing, what you are here to transmit to the world, you need to be in that most powerful expression of your power, and you cannot afford to have these power leaks. So the high achiever is someone that wants to be the best at everything, and it's almost like you create this idea that there is a competition and that there is a number one position of the best, but it subtly moves you away from yourself, whereas the movement is back deeper into yourself. Okay, and the people pleaser is the same. It's a movement that takes you out of being in your center completely and moves you towards what you perceive you need to move towards, aka putting your needs second and putting the needs of other people first. But usually it's not even that you're putting their needs first, you're putting your perception of their needs because of how you worry about them. Okay, you're not actually meeting their needs as well as you think you are. Maybe you are. They're probably enjoying the energy from you anyways, but usually it's our own fear or our own perception of that person, and we unconsciously keep them in a lower paradigm when we project onto them what we think they need from us. Okay, you're doing everybody a disservice by being in that pattern and by playing that out. So the high achiever, the one who wants to be the best, the one who wants to perform in order to receive attention and to receive love, you got to look at this, really trace it back, and feel maybe perhaps where your parents were absent, or where you, oh yeah, another kind of expression of that is the rebel, acting out in order to get that love and attention as well. You get where I'm going here. Now, the next one is the chameleon frequency and conforming to the expectation that other people have of you, or conforming to the idea that, oh, this is the highest way to do it. This is the best spiritual path. This is the best teacher. This is my teacher's path. This is my teacher's lineage. And I'm going to subtly self-abandon in order to align to that. But I'm actually aligning to outside of myself, although I'm not even going to ever let myself know that. But I am creating a chameleon frequency inside of myself. Somewhere I can feel this dissatisfaction. Somewhere I can feel, I don't feel in flow. I don't feel in complete unity with myself. So this chameleon frequency, where are you trying to blend in? And where are you changing yourself around in certain situations? Because, guys, you need to be so anchored in the truth of yourself, in your most unique energy and the most unique expression of your energy if you're going to really be who you truly are here to be on your soul mission. Yeah, you totally get that, right? And the chameleon frequency changes around your mom and your dad and your friends. And when you go on YouTube, it's different. Or when you go on Instagram, it's different. And when you work with this client, it's different and that. And like, you're all the time perceiving what the other person perhaps will need of you, and you're altering your form to appease their distortions, to appease their expectations, instead of being, nope, I am this. I'm unafraid about the disruption that I may cause, the ripples that I'm here for. And I'm unafraid to hold this truth, to hold this center point in myself. The chameleon one is absolutely huge, and it plays out in so many subtle ways. And guys, like I said, every single one of these things could be looked at as this individual case study, and you'll see it in some way or another. The chameleon is absolutely huge, 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 huge. It's a strategy of your ego to survive. It's a strategy to deal with the uncertainty. It's a strategy to avoid conflict. It's a strategy to avoid pain. It's a strategy of the ego. Don't do it, okay? So, connected to that is the owning of your divergence. But connected to that as well is the ability to choose to not conform to what society or your family or the people who are afraid expect of you, and choosing to only conform to the inner alignment that you feel on the vibration of your soul. That is the place that you are here to conform to. We would never even use that word, because that word is not really the truest honoring of that energy. To conform, there's a degree of altering of what you are in order to match a certain thing. Whereas when you truly lean back into what you are naturally, that's when everything conforms to you. Reality conforms to that. And that is what you're truly here to resonate, what you're truly here to emanate. And then this kind of flows very nicely into my next point, which is number 6. You gotta be unaffected by circumstance, unaffected by the state of the world, unaffected by the way you perceive the world to be, the stories that you hold about the world. This is your ticket to no longer being a product of the world, to no longer being a product of your conditioning, to being a emanation of your soul, of your truest vibration, of your truest essence. This is massive. Where are you subtly altering yourself because of what you believe the world to be? Oh, okay, you believe the world to be in this crisis, so I need to act as a response to this crisis. Whatever it is, you'll see it. So where are you being affected by what's happening around you? Where are you editing yourself and altering yourself and, conforming to circumstances instead of allowing circumstances to conform to you? So seeing where you're a product of the world, this really ties into scarcity as well. We're a product of the world. Scarcity is a really, really huge one. You believe that you should not have this, or you should not have that, or you should just have enough, or it's humble to be in scarcity, or to be poor, or there's like this bond that you have with the struggle, or with like the people who are uh, working together against the elite. Like, I don't know what that dynamic is, but like it's a really common dynamic in the collective, that the working class believe that the upper class are essentially against them, and it's something to do with like the division around money, and like but it's ultimately a distortion, and a way that you just sabotage your relationship with energy, with the sacred, and with truly working with resources, time, money, vibrations. It's a distortion. I don't really know how to fully express that dynamic, but it's the us versus them. It's the separation. It's not the harmony. It's not the unity. It's not the being in relationship with that most true principle. It has its roots in distortion. Okay, now the last one is very simple. The last one is the letting go of being the victim, and recognizing and allowing yourself to radiate and to express that frequency of the creator. So take radical ownership for your energy, take radical ownership for your state, take radical ownership for your circumstances, take radical ownership for your mission. Okay, this doesn't mean you have to work hard. This doesn't mean you have to put in the 9 to 5 and basically transfer the conditioning that you've had from your corporate life into your soul mission. No, that doesn't mean that. Okay, being the creator is a lot to do with energy. It's a lot to do with vibration, and it doesn't mean I'm going to really enforce all this effort onto creation, because to be honest with you, we are highly limited in what we can create if we're doing it from effort. It's a limited paradigm, and the version of you that does it from effort is not actually doing it from complete unity with your circumstance, and you're not recognizing that everything in my circumstance and everything that I'm creating is actually me as well. It's an extension of me. There is this this scale that I've taught on in one of my groups before, and it's basically the rise up from victim consciousness into creator consciousness. So in victim consciousness, it's the to me consciousness. Everything is happening to me. Okay, so everything's happening to me. These circumstances are doing this to me. They did that to me. That car did that to me, to me, to me, to me, to me, to me. Okay, it's all happening to me. This is the victim. The next one is it's all happening from me. So this is the empowered creator. I have developed this mindset and this energy, and I have said this thing, and I'm like creating it all. But you're working still pretty hard to do that. But obviously, it's a step out of the victim. You're stepping towards empowerment here. The next phase is the through me consciousness. You're allowing yourself to align with the flow of life, and the flow of life is happening through. You're inspired. You're receiving things you want to express, things you want to share, and it's just landing and moving through you, and you're being the conduit. And you're still letting yourself line up with these things. That's further along, right? This through me consciousness. And now the last one is the as me consciousness. Everything that is happening as me. Like everything that's happening in my circumstances is happening because it is me. So it's like you're in a complete state of oneness with all of your creation, with the circumstances, with your energy, with your field. And there's no projection of separation between yourself and all of these things, because separation isn't actually real. It's an illusion. So as you move up these layers in how you operate and how you engage with your creation on this scale, basically every graduation is a graduation out of a type of separation. So, into deeper unity, into deeper oneness. So the final stage of that is really being that in that space of creation from the as me perspective. Okay. This is an absolute masterclass. I really, really know deeply that this can amplify your soul's path and your mission and help you come into the most unique embodiment that you're here to come into. I would love to hear from you guys how this lands and what resonates with you. Has any of this triggered you? Because I'm sure that it will have. If it's triggered you, where has it triggered you? Share, like tell me what's coming up. Let it come up, let it move, let yourself become freed from what I have shared today. Because what I have shared today are the 8 core distortions and wounds that we hold. And when you resolve these wounds, this is what's going to bring you into being the most secure and powerful vessel for your mission. And of course, it's not linear. You don't have to resolve all of these perfectly and tick all the boxes before you can actually do your mission. You can do your mission for many years before you need to unravel the deeper layers of this. I'm talking about when you are upgrading your mission, when you are stepping into that next level of power, that next level of embodiment. These are common things that you will face. They're common demons that you will have to slay, and they're common things that hold you back, and they can hold you back for years. They can hold you back for months. They can mean that you never, ever truly do it if you allow these things to win, if you're not conscious of them. And by me sharing them with you today and helping you become completely conscious of them and start to be able to find them inside of yourself, this is beginning the process of more ease, more freedom in this process. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This is the kind of stuff that if I worked with you one-to-one, I'd be able to amplify it and like point to it exactly. And yeah, this shift from one stage of your mission into the next stage, when you're choosing to really go past the point of no return and you're now embodying the most unique expression of who you are as a leader, that process can bring up so much. And there's a lot of sabotage, there's a lot of blocks, and there's a lot of our conditioning that needs to be uprooted with that. I do take one-to-one mentorships for this work. And if anyone feels the pull to that, I'm more than happy to have a conversation with you. And there'll be a way to do that underneath this video. Okay, guys, I'm so excited for you guys to receive this. I'm so excited for you guys to apply it and to get free from it. And yeah, I really want to know how this lands. And I'm sending you all so much love. Bye.